Abortion is one of the most debatable and controversial issues in our society today. There are people that are pro-choice. They think it's your body. You should be the one to decide what you do with it, whether you bring a baby into this world or not. And there's pro-life. They say that it's murder. You are actually murdering a human being. And they don't think you should have the power to decide whether you want to keep it or not. As for me, I'm pro-choice. I believe this is my body. You don't live my life. Therefore, you don't need to be the one to make the decision. I'm the one that has to live with it. Do I want to kill babies? No, I don't. Do I want to be able to choose whatever I want to do with my body, whether I have the baby or not, in whatever circumstance I'm living in? Absolutely. I believe it is my body, and I should have the right to say what I do with it. Like I said before, this is one of the most debatable and controversial issues in our society. Pro-choice believers support the right to privacy and the idea women should have to choose to what they do with their own body. Pro-choice defenders are sympathetic to the woman that was raped by a man and becomes pregnant with his child. The woman decides she doesn't want the baby. She has an abortion because she can't stand the thought of raising the child of her rapist. It would be too painful for her to cope with. Pro-choice supporters, they support the girl that is 15 years old who loses her virginity because she wasn't fully aware of the consequences of her actions. The choice of keeping the child would result in getting kicked out of the house. Her family would probably disown her. She's obviously not going to be financially stable to actually raise the child. She would lose her education. With an abortion, she wouldn't have to deal with these kind of issues. According to OperationRescue.org, there are approximately 1.21 million abortions in America each year. In the U.S., about half of all pregnancies are unintended. Of all unintended pregnancies, 4 in 10 are aborted. According to gutmatcher.org, about 1 in 3 American women will have had an abortion by the time she reaches the age of 45 years old. Imagine that these abortions had not occurred. With the current population issue in the world, there are over 7 billion people on the planet, and we have limited resources which are depleting quickly. Contraceptive use is a key predictor of women's recourse to abortion. Women who do not use contraceptives and become pregnant unintended account for more than half of all abortions. I do not agree with having an abortion over and over again because you made a bad choice and bam, you're pregnant again. I don't want the baby, so I'm going to go abort it. I don't agree with that. I do think there needs to be stricter laws on contraceptive use instead of the whole issue with the abortion. I mean, it's easy. If you want to prevent the pregnancy, use contraceptives or be abstinent. It's that simple. However, I do agree people do make bad decisions. I do it, you do it, we all make bad choices in our lives. And hopefully we learn from those actions. We are human, we make mistakes. It should be a woman's choice, not the government. On November the 4th, 2014, Tennessee became the 4th state to explicitly amend the Constitution of the issue of abortion. It passed with 53% of the vote, which gives the lawmakers more power to restrict and regulate abortion. We live in a country based on freedoms, and women have and should continue to have the freedom of that choice, in my opinion.